Hello, welcome to Meanwhile in the Falklands. I'm still here, and I shouldn't be here.
You've been here for ages.
I know.
You should have gone ages ago.
I was supposed to fly on Tuesday, and I'm still here, and you can't swear on podcasts, but let me just let you know that if we could, there'd be a lot of swearing in that little bit.
Paula hasn't been at work for 10 days, and she looks so much better for it.
Whereas we all have the eye bags, and we're all...
Yeah.
Seriously, has it been 10 days?
Last Thursday, so no, 8 days.
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't feel like 10 days.
Well,
Yeah.
It feels like 10 days.
I am at the irritated stage, yes. So, flight didn't go on Tuesday as it should have done. It didn't go on Wednesday as it should have done.
But it does mean you get to do this podcast with us.
I got up
which
at
is
2
good.
o'clock on Wednesday morning to get to the airport for 3:30, and
The podcast isn't sounding like a saving grace right now.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. This will just be Paula rants.
there's a shocker. That's not happened before. Anyway, what have you been doing this week? Well, I'm going to drink my tea. You can tell me what you've been doing this week then.
I was going to say, is this actually the podcast of catching up on boss
Yeah,
on
they're
what we've
catching
actually
up on-
done?
yeah.
Well, considering it started at the weekend, and you were the first one of us to work at the weekend.
Yes, I was. I went to motocross and I loved
How did
it.
that go? 'Cause that was the first one of the season.
Really good, really good. The weather was a bit questionable. It was quite boggy and wet and getting down there, but it was really good fun. Really, really good. And then I got to go on the track and I took the DSLR and I was like creeping about, getting loads of angles. I tried to get in a bit too close because I wanted to get like a mud shot because I know Steve was telling me about his mud shot
All
when
over
you
the
guys
lens.
went before.
Yeah.
Mud all over the lens, so I tried to get
Mud
in.
all over the DSLR. No.
And then I was looking through the lens and they were coming towards me and then I saw one of them was like wibbling and I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then I realised I was probably a bit too close. So he was trying to get out the way of me. But it looks really good. I've edited it all together. That will be on today.
Yes.
So,
It's at about 50-60%, so it's nearly online. And it will be on KTV channel 800, because obviously you can watch on KTV as well.
But the standard of the riding as well was insane. Do you know, I think it's like with a lot of sports here in the Falklands, people put 100% in and they're really, really, really dedicated to it and they're really good. The standard is really good.
I want to say the chap who won the top class on Sunday, he goes to the Welsh Enduro, doesn't he? So he actually competes at one of the biggest motocross races in Europe. So how good was it to see an actual professional rider?
Also, it was similar to, with the hockey, and like Grant Buddy runs the Falkland Islands Hockey Association for like the inline hockey.
Sorry, we're talking a sport specifically for that chap that contacted us and said, "Is there any sport?"
Yeah. This is for you, listener, watcher.
But yeah,
You said there's not enough sport. Grant Budd.
Well, speaking of Grant Budd, he had his
Government House Queen's Certificate and Badge of Honour last week.
Oh, did he?
This week.
Yeah,
It was this week.
It was last Thursday.
Yeah, that was really nice. We saw his son as well, who's just been given £15,000 to go to Canada.
Which we reported that a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So Malachy is over the moon because when you turn 16 here, the government will fund you to go away to college. But he's only 14, and Grant and Malachy wanted to get away early because otherwise the chances of being an NHL player diminished quite drastically. So very kindly, Grant's obviously putting some money in towards it as well, but they needed quite a lot of funds towards it. And Decor Services, Chris and Sharon Gilbert, absolute stars to make that donation. So Malachy's going off to do definitely just schoolwork in Canada, not like 99% hockey or anything.
But that's the thing, everyone's quite like, I think with the Falkland Islands community, it's all very charity giving, everyone helps everyone out kind of thing.
Which is the next thing on your list, which is the memory walk that you and I did, Thomas. And
Yes,
I was
indeed.
really surprised. 'Cause how many people were there?
I don't know, there was like 30 or 40 in the end. It was actually quite
500
busy.
quid?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
They've
good.
raised £500.
Yeah, I know. It was actually it was a really, really nice day, and there was some.
Because it was free to enter, so that must have just been donations.
It was donations along the way. That's all it was.
What was the weather like?
It was awful.
Did you all have your hoods and your hiking boots? And...
No, it was all right. So it rained whilst
Paula's face.
it rained whilst we were waiting. Then it didn't rain whilst we did the walk, and then we got in for a cup of tea, and it started raining again. So it's like the heavens knew that they weren't gonna rain on the forget-me-nots.
But it's quite nice, I think, how everyone comes together, even whatever the weather, to support all different generations. Because that was for people with dementia, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
But then the week before, you had the Macmillan
Coffee Morning.
Coffee Morning. I mean, how much did that raise? I've heard
4,000. Over £4,000.
Good.
That's the most that they've ever, just from the cakes.
Was it just from the cakes, or was that also including the money that came in from like the Shaw Coffee Morning as well? Because I know because Shaw do a staff coffee morning, and then whatever they raise there, the company match it, so they essentially double the intake.
Yeah, and Acorns had one as well, didn't they?
And there are some across like these settlements, aren't there? I'm sure there's one at Fitzroy or
that
something.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing that they've done that.
Brings us on, I think, quite nicely to the new extra care facility. We actually, speaking of everyone helping out different generations and stuff, we went and spoke with architects about this week about what they're going to do for the new extra care facility.
The plans got revealed.
Yeah,
so
really?
We got to see them. That will be on FITV this evening. I had to go and see the chap this morning because I definitely left my keys in his office. So.
Okay.
Yeah, well, sorry, boss. I didn't lose my office keys for 2 days. What are you talking about?
But it looks nice, doesn't it? The plans for it look amazing. Like it's not one of those things. I think a lot of people think, oh, it's an old people institution, old people's home, and it's just. By the sounds of it, it's for everyone in the community, and everyone can come in, have a cup of tea. There's space where you can do different like activities with the community and things like that. Which I did see. One of the
great things is that they're going to cater each room to the specific needs of the person.
What I saw.
If you have dementia, you have specific needs, and the rooms cater for that. If you have physical difficulties, then you'll have more like handrails and things like that. And each room can be changed quite easily. Which I thought was fantastic. And being so close to the waterfront and bypass, they've sort of reinforced it so that it's not as susceptible to noise.
So acoustically, soundproofed.
Yeah. I like the fact that they had they had a section that was. This is the plans I saw a couple of years ago, where they had like red carpet and a red door, so you would know that if wherever you were in the building, if you'd sort of forgotten where you were. You have to look for the red carpet.
Well, they've got this thing where they have memory boxes. So there's a box outside your door where you can put something that would remind you that's your front door. So you could have, I don't know, a bunch of flowers or a photograph of you and your husband or whatever.
Yes.
That's quite a nice idea, I think.
Speaking of like not getting lost, all their paths outside, there are loads of wonderful little paths for them to go for a walk around outside. But all of them lead to the same place, back to the front door. Yeah. So it's like as long as you keep walking along a path and you don't stray, you'll end up back at the front door at some point.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, such a lot of thought.
I can't wait for that. I know they said it's going to take a couple of years for it to actually be built.
Yeah,
but
once a contract has been picked for it, though they did say they'll try and use as many local people as possible. They are going to have to bring some people in, but once a contract has been picked, it's 2 years, did you say? Something like that?
Yeah.
There's going to be, you asked the question, Hannah, like there are going to be shops inside, like
for local businesses.
Cafes and local businesses that people can, like anyone can go into, like maybe another Kelper store or something like that.
So it's open to the public. Yeah. You don't have to know someone who lives there either, which is great. So.
And it's on the walk to the Lady Liz, so perfect for tourists.
Lady Elizabeth, don't call her Lady Liz.
She's Lady Liz to me.
No, we love letters. Letters of complaint. She's Lady Elizabeth. And the Spinners and Weavers. I love the Spinners and Weavers. They're my favourite.
I've never been, so...
Well, that ties us into the craft fair as well.
No, tell me. No, we did the craft fair.
No, there's a craft fair this weekend.
Yeah, but that was that's...
The actual selling craft fair.
No, that's a little bit of a thing I need to say, because on the TV, we were using the craft exhibition footage to advertise the craft fair. And they're two separate things.
Yes.
I know, we just didn't have any craft fair footage.
We have. It's on the data drive.
Nah, it's too far down in a hole. When you're not
in, Paula, we can't suss out what's up and what's down out of the capture scratch.
When you're not there, it's first come first serve. Hey, something crafty.
It's in the FIDF hall. That'll do. Yeah, no, there is some there, because we did follow somebody a few years ago and how they. Although it might be done on the potato cameras, so it might not be.
Love that the term potato camera is catching on.
That was our very first camera.
But it's the 70th, isn't it? The 70th.
It's the 70th anniversary
of the Spinners and Weavers. How did it even get started?
Oh, I've no idea. No, if you're thinking, listener, about joining a group down here with a wide variety of people in it, obviously the first thing you ought to join is the drama group Fioda. But secondly is the Spinners and Weavers Guild.
Yes, the Spinners and Weavers is good. I'm not very good. I'm still making dreadlocks with the spinning.
Because you went. Did you go last week when I didn't?
No, I didn't in the end.
Okay.
I didn't. I've been knitting though. I've been doing quite a lot of knitting, and I went to. I've been knitting with Anya from the hospital.
Oh yeah.
We did a bit of knitting there. Because she has a little thing on Tuesday. But yeah, so I think I'm hoping to do a bit more spinning and actually get into it and get a bit better, because it's quite hard.
I did loads of spinning last week while I was here, but I put it away now.
Well, you do loads of spinning, and that's how you hurt your back.
Well, yes, but that was only because I was sitting on the sofa doing it. Top tip, listener, actually, make sure your hips are higher than your knees when you're spinning, and that's the thing.
And this isn't spinning on a bike, in case you're thinking that you're spinning on a...
Never spinned on a bike. Spinned? Span on a bike.
All right, adverts.
England's C team, what's that all about?
Well, I thought I'd mention it because our old football coach, chap who works up at NPC, popped into the office the other day to talk about a variety of different things, but reminded me that it's actually only a month away now until England's C team comes down to play the Falkland Islands.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Stuart Pearce was supposed to come down, but then got the West Ham assistant manager job, was it West Ham? But he got sacked, I think. So he might still be coming down, but we don't know. But there are quite a few. So the C team is the semi-professionals. So it's the people from like the national leagues and things like that. So England have a team for their non-pro footballers.
When are they coming down? That would be exciting. Men in shorts.
Beginning of November, they're down for 4 days. They'll play with Stanley and they'll play a team from NPC.
Will I still be in the UK?
I'm not going to be here either.
Will I be here?
Oh no, where will you be, Thomas?
I might be on the HMS Clyde, going south. We're leaving it at that because if I say it, I'll jinx it and it will never happen. I start in November. I think like the 11th.
I'll be here. I'll show them how to have a good time
Hannah,
in Stanley.
It's not about having a good time, Hannah. This is huge. You have to film this properly. And then you can do whatever you want with them after hours.
All right.
just rewind a little bit. Can I... I've got no interest in men in shorts. Listen, let's go back to the sailors.
What about them?
Thomas, when you're there, can you do me a huge, huge favour? If you see the Southern Lights, can you please take footage or pictures or something of it, please?
I will just stare at them in awe.
But make sure you take some footage of it, because I think that would be marvellous.
But now we're still on the assumption that I'm actually going to be going in.
Well, I love the way you said, I won't be certain that I'm going there until I'm 2 days on that ship.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No. As much as
just turn up.
As much as I have a profound respect for the Army, the Royal Air Force and the Navy and all other regiments, and until I am there, I don't trust a word they say to me.
That brings us on to, we've got a new media ops man, don't we?
Ah, yes,
and
indeed.
he's lovely. He's
very
sweet.
young.
Oh, he's not. He's my age. He's 26.
Really?
I'll have you know, yeah.
He's older than me.
I was quite shocked because he's got a face like a
12-year-old, yeah. No, he's lovely. We're not going to say who he is, but he is lovely.
And he's on it with his job as well.
And he's got twinkly blue eyes.
And if anyone hadn't noticed, Hannah's single.
Hello.
Please don't give out your phone number again.
I won't. I'm not.
You did that back on one of the earlier podcasts. We won't be doing that. Miners are back.
Yes, indeed. So Government House reception last night. It was Backtech, but it's now no longer Backtech. It's something else. They have to rebrand literally everything, but they're into the last phase now. So the last bit of Fox Bay will be cleared in the next year. In the next year, Port Howard will be cleared, and they're starting on York Bay. And after that, Falkland Islands, mine-free.
Really?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That is huge. What worries me about York Bay, and possibly the others, but I don't know where the penguins are, but York Bay is the penguins. How do they do that? How do they deal with that, with penguins knocking around?
So they just have to be careful.
Without disturbing their habitat, though.
Well,
because if they're blowing up stuff and sand dunes are getting all
they can't knock, so they
out.
have to take all the sand dunes off and the
We
penguins.
might have to all adopt penguins and bring them in here for a bit.
Diddums. But no, I'm sure the penguins, because the penguins that are on York Bay do tend to go around to Gypsy Cove as well.
They do, yeah.
Because I've flown the drone over them by accident. I was just flying the drone around and I thought, oh, there's about 35 penguins down there. But they're going to move all of the sand dunes, take them all out, clear the area, and by 2020 the plan is mine-free.
Speaking of penguins, biggest tourist attraction ever is the penguins, but they're coming this weekend, the tourists. Yeah. The first lot of tourists will be here this weekend, and the weather is...
On the land flight, yeah.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
Well, I heard, I can't remember which farm it was, posted on Facebook that their rock hoppers had started to come back. I saw that Saunders had said, I don't think there were any rock hoppers at the neck yet, but there were 30 to 40, I think, at the Rookery or something like that. So they're starting to come back.
Well, I was speaking to someone from Falkland Islands Holidays who was saying that the track to Volunteer Point at the moment is
awful. Yeah.
3 hours from Volunteer Point to his house, Mr. Ben.
No way.
Yeah.
Someone's coming actually this weekend to go down there.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and that's how the conversation started.
Yeah.
She was just like, so that's not going to
because we need to send someone down to Volunteer Point when it's in the summer. Now, as you know, Thomas, 'cause I've had this conversation with you before, we have sent someone to Volunteer Point to film the penguins about 4 or 5 times now, and every single time we either have lost the footage, it's out of focus, it's overexposed, it's
Potato cam.
Yeah, to be fair, we do have shots from Volunteer Point. They're just from 2012, and they're not
on
fantastic.
the potato cam.
They're not
So,
fantastic.
yeah, we need Operation Volunteer Point, I think,
It will
this
happen.
summer.
It will happen.
Nice day.
I'm talking to a couple of people from our friendship group about organising a trip up there in the cars, because obviously we can't drive up because it's off-road.
And what's this? Please, not a cat cafe. Please no.
So Katie's doing a story in the next couple of weeks on cat behaviours.
Oh, because that was in the Wool Press, wasn't it?
Maybe, I
Yeah,
don't know.
it was
She
in the
said
Wool
she wanted
Press.
to do something on cat behaviours. I was like, go for it. And then we started having a conversation about whether there should be a cat cafe in the Falklands, because there are so many cats down here.
God, there is so
It'll
many
be the
cats,
easiest
aren't there?
business to set up. There are so many wild cats.
At
that
this
just
point,
want
Paula's
feeding.
making a funny face.
What's wrong with the cat cafes, Paula?
I
Why
don't-
don't
been
you
into
like
one?
cats?
I don't like cats. They're horrible.
Oh,
Why?
you can't. We have to edit that out. We'll
No,
lose
we're
half of our
not,
listeners.
Because they go on their backs and you stroke their stomachs and you stroke it for like 2 seconds and they're like, no, we're having that. And then the claws come out and then they've got teeth.
But you have to invest a good bit of time in a cat and form a bond.
No, give me a dog any
See,
day.
you couldn't be a man, because that is essentially what it's like having a girlfriend. That is essentially what it's like. They want attention when they want it, and then when they don't want it anymore, the claws come out, and
I'll tell you what,
you've got to
I'm
invest a lot of time into them.
I'm going to give you a little sneak peek now into 3 future events. Right. Number 1, in December, location to be confirmed, Christmas drag quiz.
I need to speak to you about the date for that as well. If no one's spoken to you about that, the
No.
date you proposed doesn't work.
Okay. Number 2, Burns Night, 25th of January.
Yeah, Katie's supposed to be organising
Yeah.
that, funnily enough.
Number 3, Pride, February.
Is it in February?
Yep.
Ah, good stuff. So big events coming up.
3 major events, social events in the calendar coming up. Halloween, what the heck are you going to do for that?
Yeah, that's what we were wondering. We thought we'd have a brainstorm. I've written some ideas. I'm not telling anyone my ideas though, because I think they're really good.
About like just some
And
pieces
secret.
for Halloween, considering it's one of the weeks where we will all be away scooting about islands. We thought we'd get a couple of pieces
Okay,
together quickly.
so
secret.
way back in 2012 when I was a lot thinner and had red hair, I made a spooky castle, so you can always get that out.
Spooky Castle. That's
Yeah.
Oh, was it like a Blue Peter job?
Yeah, it
Here's
was a
one I
blue-
made earlier.
Total Blue Peter job. And toilet rolls and... no, that was the castle I made that was... yeah. I can't
Thunderbirds
remember.
are good. What was it when they make Tracy Island on Blue Peter?
Yeah.
Just,
I made a castle, toilet rolls, kitchen roll, and lots of PVA glue, and yeah, have a look at it. And the thing is, if you watch it really carefully, I think it's the one. I actually spilt some coffee on my white t-shirt, and so it's clipped to my skirt with a bulldog clip, and occasionally, if I move, you can see.
Why didn't you just embrace the stain? Or change your top?
Yeah, those are the days.
television is glamorous, isn't it?
It's so glamorous. And then there's a point at which I think I go, here's what I made, this is what I made, it should look like this, and then when you've done that you need to paint it, and I move it to the side and there's no room for me to put it, so I just chuck it, so you just throw it off to the side. Yeah. Filmed on potato cam as well.
Good
Our
stuff.
favourite kind of cam.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, I should be leaving in, hopefully in about an hour's time, to go to the airport, and hopefully it will take off on time. 198 passengers on that plane. It's going to be jam-packed.
Well, you were originally supposed to leave on the 12th?
On Tuesday.
No. Originally, before your flight got changed. Well, before you ended up leaving like a week early.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Let's
Why?
just hope that you're not here next week
I
on the
hope I'm
podcast again.
There will be tears. There will be tears if that's the case. Yeah, tears. And what's all this snow about? Every single blinking day you wake up, there's a blanket of snow on the ground.
Yeah,
But then it's gone by like 10.
Yeah, Falkland summer for you though.
Yeah.
Should be used to it, shouldn't we, now?
Yeah, 1 week over Christmas, that's what we get. 1 week over Christmas, where it's nice and sunny and everybody burns.
Yeah, one afternoon in January we can go down the beach. So what guys are you up to next week while I'm in the UK?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a great question.
There's World Mental Health Day. So we'll be following around the mental health team, the variety of activities.
Oh,
They're doing things with kids. Train like a Jedi.
Is that brunch thing?
That's on the Saturday, next
Okay.
Saturday. That should be quite good. We've got that. What else have we got on? We've got craft fair this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to
Fair.
the craft fair.
Yeah. And Pathfinders are doing an awards ceremony because they've got new sponsors.
Oh, right,
which is at the museum.
Yeah.
Looking into some changes within the oil industry because a big announcement occurred yesterday. So we'll be looking into that into more detail next week.
Did you put the gin advert, sorry, not the gin advert, the gin festival?
Yeah, that's been in since last week.
Okay, because I need to shake that before I leave.
Yes, that's a very exciting advert where you can make your own gins. Would you both talk over the top of each other? They probably heard none of that. Which rah 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 rah.
Yeah, I need to shake that before I leave. And then I think it's drinkable in the next couple of...
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
We'll celebrate.
Yeah.
So
you'll be away. We will celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can take it back with you if you like. It needs to go somewhere cool and dark.
We can.
And you just need to shake it every Sunday. So what are you doing this weekend then?
So this weekend is the craft fair and the Pathfinder things that Hannah mentioned. So that's all good.
See, I'm in full fret mode, you see, about flying this. I'm totally forgetting anything you're saying.
Well, we've
got a birthday party,
we've got a friend who turns 40, so he might be freaking out a little bit.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, we're not saying his name.
He doesn't look 40 though,
No,
I must admit. He looks
totally
very
agree.
young.
I am getting him some anti-aging cream though. So.
Boom.
Salt and pepper shakers to go with them to match his hair.
Oh, I'm going to go skating. That's exciting. I thought I'd have a go at the inline skating on the Saturday.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, Grant, I know, is a size 6. Sorry, Grant, I know he's quite short and he's got small feet for a man. But they're the same size as me, so he said I could borrow a skate, so I'm hoping I could go skating.
Okay.
I will be there.
I like that.
I will be there. I will be there to film that.
I think that'd be good fun. Are you going to put because I think we've got a chest thing, haven't we, that you can put a GoPro on?
Oh,
no,
that'd be good.
We've got a head cam.
That'd be exciting. Should we put a head cam on and just get me skating around?
The thing is, you will have to look down a little bit because otherwise.
Oh my goodness, Kate! If I'm looking at the floor the whole time, I'll just be falling over. That would be funny.
No, seriously, put a GoPro.
I'm hoping you're falling over all the time. Hence, I'm coming down to
It can
film.
be the "and finally" bit. There we go.
Yeah,
That's
don't break
exactly what I was
anything.
thinking.
I'll try not
I'm
to.
away.
Yeah.
And if you break a
God,
limb or
yeah,
anything-
them would be awesome.
All right, well, I think that's it.
I think
Paula's
that's
going to
it,
jet off to the
Yes.
UK. She's
No,
going to leave us all on our own.
I've got another hour of fretting.
What are you going to be doing in the UK? Are you going to be writing more of your
Well,
sexy novel?
No, yes, I am actually. Yes, which is why I'm a bit concerned about sitting next to somebody on the plane because I will be writing on the plane, and I don't want them looking over my
Does
shoulder.
this mean we can read a new excerpt of it when you come back? Like we did before. Our listeners are hardly waiting for a little bit.
A 42,000
Sneak peek.
42,000 words I'm on at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so almost halfway through.
Almost a
draft.
dissertation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it's a bit more exciting than a dissertation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on.
A bit more risque, definitely.
Monday I'm going to London if I get to the UK in time.
Oh, I'm imagining you like Paddington Bear, you know, with the label and the suitcase and going up to London. Paula in the big city.
No, I'm going to some theatre somewhere to see a show with a makeup artist called Jeffrey Starr.
Oh, I know Jeffree Star. He's the gay guy who does all the singing and the dancing.
He does his
With the big
his
pink
products
wig.
are
I
amazing.
love the description.
Oh, and he does really good lipsticks.
Yes,
Yeah.
his lipsticks
Yeah.
are. Other lipsticks are available, of course.
Is that your youngest daughter's influence?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting.
And then I'm going to the World Screen Film Festival the following week. So that's when I first. The last time it happened, which was 2 years ago, is when I first encountered mobile journalism. So
You're going to take all the bits and show them?
no, I'm going to go to some seminars. I'm going to do some
Research.
Did you happen to find an FITV employee there as well?
I did find an FITV employee there as well. Yeah, so if I
Oh, you might find another one.
I might do.
We might get kicked out of our jobs.
Who knows? Who knows?
I'm safe.
So that's that. And then when I come back, you'll be hopefully sailing.
or crying in a corner because I don't get to go, whinging.
Anyway, so that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. I hope we haven't gone on too long enough.
Sorry, it's a bit rambly, isn't it?
It's a bit rambly, and I hope that Thomas has managed to delete the 2 swear words that were in that podcast. And I'm not
deleting them, I'm just going to put beeps over them.
I will see you next month.
Yeah, I was going to say. Bye, Paula.
Bye.
Bye.